The day I got laid off was the first time I went dumpster diving. I squatted behind a row of dumpsters in the alley back of my apartment complex. The cold, white streetlights stretched my shadow out long and thin, like a bug someone had stepped on. The black plastic bag cut into my palm, turning my knuckles white. The wind cut through the gaps between the buildings, carrying the sour smell of rotting leftovers and the grease from the fryer of the burger joint next door. If someone had told me 6 months ago that I, Caleb Stone, would be flipping open dumpster lids to dig for stuff, I would have told them they were out of their mind. But here I was. The lid was greasy. My fingers slipped when I reached for it. A hot flush of shame burned from my shoulders up to my face. I instinctively looked over my shoulder. Thankfully, the back alley was quiet, save for someone's laundry flapping rhythmically in the wind on a balcony above. I took a deep breath and yanked my face mask up higher. Just dig. Get it done and get out, I told myself. But another voice popped into my head. What would Maya think if she saw you right now? Thinking of her made my throat tighten. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I froze, then quickly pulled it out. Maya, you off work yet? Overtime again? The white light of the screen hurt my eyes. My fingers hesitated before I typed. Yeah, tons of work today. Be back late. Don't wait up. I changed it to get some sleep. After hitting send, I silenced the phone and shoved it back into my pocket like it was contraband. My hands were still freezing. It was the same cold I felt the morning I got the axe. 10 a.m. HR called me into the small conference room. The HR rep's tone was gentle. Caleb, due to the company's restructuring, your position is being eliminated. When the word eliminated came out of his mouth, I stared at the document under his hand. The corners of the paper were perfectly aligned. My name was on that paper. When I signed it, my palms were sweating so much the ink looked like it had been rained on. Walking out the glass doors, the sunlight hit my face, and it just felt harsh. My phone was full of reminders. Rent, student loans, car payment, and a savings bucket labeled Maya's birthday. I looked at that pitiful sum. It looked like lines of red negative signs. Maya, are you still at the office? Wanting to drop off some food. That was the next text she sent. She didn't know that, as of today, I had no office to be at. I looked up at the shiny silver letters on the side of the skyscraper and suddenly wanted to laugh. At myself. I looked down and typed, project is wrapping up. Might be late all week. Stop worrying about me. Get some sleep. That night, I sat under a bridge and smoked 2 cheap cigarettes. The river reflected the neon city lights in a chaotic mess, just like my life, which had suddenly been paused. The next day, I spammed my resume everywhere. Customer service, sales, warehouse work. If it said urgent hiring, I applied. I took a few calls. They either wanted 3 years of experience or someone willing to travel overnight. I sat at the subway entrance clutching my phone, the cold wind shooting up my pant legs, making my leg hair stand on end. Next to me, an old guy with a stoop was flattening cardboard boxes, piling them onto a hand truck. His face was wind-burned red, an unlit cigarette dangling from his lips. Commuters stepped around him, annoyed he was blocking the path. In that moment, I saw myself. After that, I bought a pair of work gloves from a dollar store and a bulk pack of cheap masks. After 10:30 p.m., when the city sanitation crews thinned out and the foot traffic died down, I followed the old guys, learning how to flatten boxes and crush cans. The first time I went to the recycling center, the owner barely looked up. New guy. I grunted 5 cents a can, 40 cents a pound for cardboard. He slapped the cash on the counter. A thin $27 lay there, more honest than any pay stub. I rubbed the bills between my fingers, my first income since the layoff. On the way back, I Venmo'd Maya $20, claiming I won a raffle at a team dinner. She sent back a huge excited gif and said, with luck like that, take me next time. I smiled then, standing at the mouth of the alley. Now, standing in the same spot, I wiped the smile clean off my face. The smell from the dumpster was overpowering. I finally lifted the lid. A wave of heat mixed with sour rot surged out. I turned my head, blocking it with my gloved hand, and reached into the dark bag. My fingertips grazed slimy takeout containers, limp plastic bags, and a few half-empty latte cups. The cups were still warm. A memory flashed. Working late at the office, Maya pushing through the door, handing me a fresh, hot latte. Sugar intake for the coder. You run on caffeine. Back then I told her she was distracting me. Now I was digging through trash for a cup. I gritted my teeth, picked out the intact aluminum cans and plastic bottles, and dropped them into my bag. The crinkle of plastic was deafening in the night. Just as I was buried in the work, footsteps echoed from the alley entrance. Steady light, sneakers. I didn't look up. Locals used this shortcut. Nobody paid attention to a guy in a mask digging through trash. The footsteps got closer and stopped right behind me. I heard a sharp intake of breath, like someone choking on the smell. Then a voice, "Caleb." My heart slammed against my ribs. Hearing my name come out of her mouth terrified me more than sticking my hand into the unknown garbage. I froze, not daring to straighten my back. The wind blew between us, carrying the scent of grease and sour rot from me to her. I slowly turned my head. Under the streetlight, there stood Maya. She was holding a takeout bag, steam rising from it, brushing past her eyelashes. Her eyes were wide, reflecting exactly what I was, a guy in a mask, clutching an empty plastic bottle he just pulled out of a trash bag. She stood there under the light, holding dinner, looking like she just caught me cheating. When Maya called my name, my first instinct wasn't to look up, but to shove the bottle into my bag. Like a thief. The bottles clanked together, a hollow, plastic sound that felt like a gavel banging in the quiet night, making my ears burn. I finally looked up. The streetlight illuminated that small patch of concrete. Maya was wearing her light-colored puffer jacket, no hat, her ears red from the cold. The takeout bag in her arms swayed in the wind, grease stains on the paper, the heat torn away by the night air. "What are you doing?" Maya's voice was tight. The lower half of my face, hidden by the mask, was numb. "Recycling. Just picking up some stuff." I shook the bag, trying to look casual. "On the way home, figured since I was passing by." As I said it, I heard the lie crack. This alley behind the complex was a detour I had taken on purpose. Maya paused for a second. She took 2 steps forward, stopping right by the dumpsters, her nose wrinkling just slightly, her whole face reacting to the stench. "Take off the mask." I instinctively took a half step back. "Don't, it smells bad here." "Caleb." She said my name flatly this time. No upward inflection, no sweetness, just a roll call. My fingers twitched. I slowly pulled the mask down. The cold wind slapped my face, freezing the heat of my embarrassment instantly. Maya stared at me. She saw the stubble I hadn't shaved, the dark circles under my eyes, the gloves on my hands, so cheap the grease was seeping through. "Give me your hand." I didn't know what she wanted, but I reached out. She tucked the takeout bag under one arm and grabbed my wrist with her free hand, yanking hard. She ripped the glove off. My hand was exposed to the freezing air, red and raw, with a cut on the thumb from a sharp piece of cardboard. She stared at the cut for 2 seconds. Her eyes reddened. "You lost your job." It wasn't a question. My throat felt like it was stuffed with cotton. "Who said that?" "Your coworker." She looked up, fire in her eyes. "Ran into him at the subway station yesterday. He said your department had a mass layoff. Said your whole team got restructured." The word hit me for the second time. This time, not from an HR manager, but from Maya. "You said he talks too much when he drinks." I laughed dryly. "Why would you believe him?" I didn't at first. Maya sniffled. I thought he was just gossiping. She took a deep breath, pulled her phone out of her pocket, unlocked it, and shoved it in my face. It was my job application history on a familiar blue hiring app. "You left your phone at my place this afternoon." Her voice was low. "Someone called. I thought it was a client, so I answered. They said, 'Please arrive early for the interview.'" The screen flickered, showing the recording of the app page, full of urgent hiring and immediate star tags. "Caleb, how long were you going to hide this from me?" she asked. The stray cat by the dumpster found a bone, gnawed on it, then dropped it in disgust. I watched the cat, trying to keep my voice steady. "It's just unstable right now. I'm looking for opportunities. Don't listen to them. I wasn't the only one cut." "Not the only one. So you decide to hide behind a dumpster and collect bottles alone?" Maya pointed at the bag behind me. "Is that bag of trash on the way too?" The bag was heavy. Pointed out like that. It felt like a bag of evidence. I opened my mouth, forcing out, "Just making some extra cash." As soon as the words landed, I wanted to punch myself. Extra cash. This was my entire income for the day. Maya smiled, and it looked more painful than crying. "You used to come home smelling like smoke and coffee. Now you come home smelling like a landfill." She looked down at the takeout in her arms. "I waited at the corner for 30 minutes. Your location said you were right here. I thought you were hiding to smoke." The wind blew strands of hair across her face. When she looked up, that messiness made her look incredibly fragile. "You didn't dare tell me you lost your job. Is it because you were scared I'd ask for money? Or scared I'd be a burden?" That stung. My back went rigid. "No," I denied immediately. "Then what are you scared of?" I was silent for a few seconds. "I was scared you'd have to suffer with me." Saying it brought a weird sense of relief, like smashing a jar. Maya didn't answer. She just looked at me, tears falling silently, hitting the plastic takeout bag with soft taps. "Caleb," her voice was hoarse. "Do you think I'm living a high life alone right now? I bring you dinner. I do your laundry, thinking you're working hard, and you're out here digging in trash." She shoved the takeout bag into my chest. "Hold this." The bag was hot. The heat transferred instantly to my palm. "Let's go back," she said. "I'm dirty." I looked down at myself. "You go up. I'll wash up somewhere first." Maya grabbed my sleeve. "I'm scared you'll run away." She looked up, eyes rimmed red. "You hide everything else from me. Why wouldn't you run?" The half-joke hit me hard. I wanted to laugh, but couldn't. "Can't run," I sighed. "You have my ID." We didn't mention the trash again. I carried the takeout. She carried the bag of bottles. Like a normal couple coming back from a night market, except for the cold distance between our shadows. Downstairs, Maya stopped. "Give me your phone." I hesitated, then handed it over. She snatched it, opened the chat, scrolled to the text about overtime and project wrapping up, and tapped the screen hard. "Don't ever send me these lies again." She stared daggers at me. "I'd rather dig for bottles with you every day than have you pretending everything is fine." The elevator dinged. Open, close. Neither of us moved. I realized that harder than losing the job was being seen by the person you care about most when you're at your lowest and having to come up with a decent reason. And I didn't have one. Under the dim light of the rental, she stripped my pride bare. The elevator dinged a second time, and Maya reached out to hold the door. "Let's go." Her voice was still hoarse. I carried the takeout and followed her in. In the enclosed space, the smell of the dumpster clung to me, amplified by the warm yellow light. Maya leaned against the corner, head down, bangs covering half her face. Neither of us spoke, just the numbers ticking up. At our floor, I walked out first. Putting the key in the lock, I wanted to stop. This door used to feel like home. Now it felt like an interrogation room. Click. The door opened. It was dark. I instinctively reached for the switch. The light flooded the cramped living room. A bowl I hadn't washed from last week's overtime sat on the small table. Her light-colored pajama pants were drying on the balcony rack. This was where I had played the hard-working software engineer for months. Now, the role was over. Maya put the bag of bottles by the door. I put the food on the table. She closed the door softly. "Don't kick your shoes off," she said. Sounded like a normal daily complaint. I bent down and aligned my shoes. As I straightened up, she grabbed my arm. "Wash your hands first." She pushed me into the bathroom. The bright lights reflected off the tiles. I saw myself in the mirror. Mask off, hair a mess, eyes bloodshot. I stuck my cut hand under the faucet. The cold water hit the raw skin, and I hissed. Maya stood next to me, grabbing a paper towel. "Don't run cold water on it too long." She moved slowly, turning my palm over, examining the cut like it was a crack in a fine vase. "Do we have iodine?" "First aid kit." "I think so." She wouldn't get it. I looked at myself in the mirror and grimaced. The word unemployed was practically stamped on my forehead. Maya returned with iodine and a Band-Aid. "This will sting," she warned me. When the liquid touched the cut, my fingers flinched. She looked up and smiled faintly. "Frowning over a little sting? If you actually want to haul bricks, you'd be crying every day." Before, I would have banned her back. Today, I couldn't. She stopped smiling and quietly bandaged me up. "Come on out." Her tone was like a doctor saying, "Step into my office." The living room was lit only by a small lamp. I sat on the sofa. She sat on the stool opposite me. We were close, separated by the unopened takeout and a lot of unsaid words. "When did it start?" she asked. "What?" "The unemployment." I swallowed. "Last Wednesday." "So the project wrapping up story started last Wednesday?" Her eyes weren't angry, just steady. My hands tightened on my knees. I wanted to wait a few days, see if I could find something new first. "Did you interview today?" "Yeah." I nodded. "Didn't get it." Said I wasn't senior enough. Didn't have leadership presence. It sounded ironic. A guy digging in trash at night, needing leadership presence. "And the scavenging?" she asked. "When did that start?" I looked at the Band-Aid on my hand. "Last night." "How much did you make?" "Yesterday, about 110. Today less. 27. I recited the numbers like a financial report. Maya was quiet. "What about your severance?" "Hasn't hit the account yet," I said. "Even when it does, it won't last long." I had calculated the balance 1,000 times. Rent, utilities, money for my parents, her birthday. Each one was a stone, smashing my pathetic bank balance. "I didn't want to touch the money I saved for you." I regretted saying it immediately. Sounded like a sob story. But Maya took it seriously. "That money wasn't for me. It was for us." She rubbed her temples. "Let me ask you something. Right now, what are you most afraid of?" I paused. "Eviction, credit card debt, parents asking about work. I'm afraid you'll think I'm useless." My ears burned. "Unemployed equals useless?" she countered. "It's different for guys," I murmured. "If I can't support you, I have no business talking about a future. Who asked you to support me alone?" Her voice rose. "I know how to make money too." She pulled out her phone, opened a budget app, and handed it to me. Rows of income and expenses. I kept talking about overtime lately. You thought I was complaining? I was saving. She tapped the screen. You said you didn't want me struggling when we got married, so I thought I'd work more, pad the savings. And meanwhile, you're behind my back digging in dumpsters. Her voice cracked on the last sentence. I stared at the screen. Her salary, plus weekend tutoring money. Maya. My throat was tight. Don't call me Maya right now. She cut me off. Talk straight first. She stared at me. How long did you plan to hide this? Until you found a job? Paid off the debt? Or until you collapsed behind a dumpster and someone called me to identify the body? A chill ran down my spine. I took a breath. I was afraid if you saw me like this, you'd regret being with me. And you think seeing you come out of a dumpster is a pleasant surprise? Her sarcasm wasn't heavy, but it poked holes in me. The room fell silent. Traffic noise from the distant highway filled the space. You said you were afraid I'd suffer, she said slowly. Did it occur to you that from the day I got with you, I signed up for the suffering part too? She set her phone on the coffee table with a click. I'm not here to argue. I just want to know your next move. I froze. Since the layoff, my brain had only processed find work and get cash. I hadn't really thought about a next move. Tomorrow, I keep interviewing. If I can't find tech work, I'll do manual labor. I said slowly, no more dumpsters at night. It's too degrading. Maya shook her head. Is the degrading part the trash or hiding it from me? She summed it up perfectly. I had nothing to say. Okay. She switched tones like she was managing a project. Tomorrow morning, interview. Afternoon, apply from home. I'll check your progress when I get back. Check my progress. I smirked. You think you're my teacher? You're one step away from detention, she glanced at me. For the evening gig, I'll handle it. You always said the delivery platforms were short-staffed. She pulled a card from her pocket and tossed it in front of me. This is my savings. Pay the rent and the bills. I'll cover the deposit for the delivery gear. If you really can't handle it, I'll upgrade my subway pass to a bike share membership. She finally smiled a little. You said delivering food would be good exercise. Here's your chance. I looked at the card, emotions swirling. I can't take this. I pushed it back. That's yours. Stop. She frowned. Yours. Mine. Does it matter right now? She pushed the card back, pressing it onto my hand. You could be unemployed. You could be lost. You can lose your mind. But you cannot lock me out and let me guess if you're working late or freezing to death outside. She paused. I can be poor with you, but you have to include me in the us. That word hit my chest like a weight. You sure? You want to be tied to a guy counting pennies? If I don't tie myself to you, who else? Your loudmouth co-worker. She rolled her eyes. He doesn't even have a girlfriend. Even now, she got a jab in. I put the card in my wallet. The tension inside me loosened. When I get a job back, I said, I promise you won't ever see a scene like tonight again. Maya looked at me. I just hope you won't hide things from me again. She stood up, went to the kitchen, and plated the takeout. Eat. It's getting cold. Her voice sounded normal again. By the way, yeah, your mom called today. I answered. She didn't look back. She asked why you aren't picking up, if you're busy, and when you're bringing me home. My heart dropped. What did you say? I said you're preparing for something very important. What thing? I asked. She turned around with a bowl. The second half of your life. The next morning, the alarm hadn't even gone off, and the sky wasn't fully light. The phone screen blinded me with white light. I fumbled to dismiss it. The ceiling was lost in the gray gloom. Maya was already awake. She poked her head out of the kitchen, wrapped in a fluffy robe, hair in a messy bun, eyes half open. Get up, she whispered. Oatmeal's almost ready. I sat up. As soon as my feet hit the floor, my calves cramped. I had walked circles around the neighborhood last night, gathering cans. I stood up, and Maya threw a dark jacket at me. Put on. It's not that cold. Not for the cold. She walked over and smoothed the fabric. So that old puffer coat doesn't make you look like you're struggling. I looked down at my patched jacket and smiled bitterly. On the table sat my prepared folder, resume, photocopies of my ID, and something new, a brand new safety helmet, bright yellow. I stared at it. When did you buy this? Last night while you were showering. Maya poured herself water. I saw you searching for rental places on your phone. Save the money. Buying a helmet is safer anyway. She added bright color. Cars can see you. Don't get hit. A sour feeling rose in my chest. I weighed the helmet in my hands. It was light, the surface still warm. Eat. She pushed the bowl toward me and placed a boiled egg on a plate. No running on an empty stomach. I took a bite. My phone buzzed. A text from the delivery platform. Dasher, please arrive at the designated hub by 9:00 a.m. for onboarding. Go, Maya said. Be careful. I nodded, drank the oatmeal, shouldered my faded backpack, and tucked the helmet under my arm. Before I left, she called out, Wait. She ran over and stuffed a small pack of Band-Aids into my hand. If you crash or scrape yourself, patch it up. She looked at my face. And don't wear the mask all day. Let yourself breathe. I know. I stuffed the Band-Aids into my pocket. The door clicked shut. The morning air smelled damp. I put on the helmet, unlocked a shared bike, and rode toward the address. The hub was on the ground floor of a rundown mixed-use building. The roll-up door was half open, mopeds lined up out front. Inside, a crowd. Guys my age, uncles with graying hair. A middle-aged man in a yellow vest stood at the front, shouting, "Watch your battery. Learn the navigation. Late delivery is a fine. Complaints are a fine. Bad ratings are a fine." He pointed to a poster on the wall. Service with a smile. Remember, to the customer, you're only two things, on time or late. I fingered my phone in my pocket. The screen was warm from my nervous grip. Late. The interviewer yesterday had used a different word, stability. He'd said, "You guys that get restructured, your mindset is unstable. We need steady." Now, the new boss was blunter. Late means dock pay. Training ended at 11. I picked up my uniform, a yellow vest with a reflective strip that flashed in the dim light. It smelled like plastic, the zipper stuck. Putting it on, I caught my reflection in the glass door. I looked like a completely different species from the guy in the dress shirt yesterday. Same eyes, though. Same dark circles. At 1 p.m., I got my first order. Note, soup needs to be hot. Less spicy. Hurry up, I'm starving. The restaurant was 3 blocks away. I rode hard. When I got there, the pickup window was slammed. The staff was yelling orders. Order number? I gave it. 3 ahead of you. Wait, can you hurry? I'm on a timer. I stopped. I realized I was standing exactly where I used to stand when I picked up lunch for my team. Except then, I was on the other side of the counter, holding a corporate card. Cancel if you can't wait, the clerk snapped. Surrounded by people, I shut my mouth. 20 minutes later, I finally got the food. I clamped the insulated box with one hand and hit confirm pickup with the other. The GPS calculated the route. ETA 13:32. The countdown flashed on the screen. I looked at the destination. My heart hammered. It was my old office building. Thump. I hesitated for a second, then pedaled. The city heat mixed with exhaust fumes, hitting me in the face. The helmet trapped sweat against my scalp. At the building, the security guard was at his usual post. He looked at me, eyes sliding from my helmet to the delivery box. He paused, then looked away, pretending not to know me. I scanned the visitor QR code. The elevator was full of suits. Perfume mixed with the smell of toner. They talked about funding rounds and scope creep. I looked down at my graying sneakers. 15th floor. The doors opened to the familiar hallway. Gray carpet, white walls, the espresso machine we used to fight over. I walked to the reception drop-off. Most of the cubicles had new faces. But by the window, a few of my old team remained. One turned and saw me. "Caleb." His tone went from surprise to awkwardness in a split second. I lifted the bag, forcing a smile. "Who ordered?" He froze, then scrambled up. "Oh, product team." A girl with a ponytail popped up from behind a divider, looking dazed. "Thanks." "No problem." I set the food down and turned to leave. The manager walked out of the conference room, holding a stack of files. He stopped, his gaze resting on me for a second. "Yep." I looked up. "Delivery." I cut him off. The elevator dinged down the hall. The manager's mouth twitched, but he just nodded. "Stay safe out there." I didn't know if that was the generic drive safe, you tell a delivery guy, or something for me specifically. "Will do." I hit the button. As the doors closed, I saw the reflection of the office, a distant photo. I used to sit in there, indifferent to the outside. Now I was on the outside, delivering overtime snacks. My phone buzzed. "Customer confirms delivery." Then a system note, "On time." "Keep it up." I wanted to laugh. At least the algorithm didn't ask for leadership presence. Afternoon, orders piled up. Offices, old apartments, malls, hospitals. My legs turned to jelly. A light rain started at dusk, drumming on my helmet. I stopped at a red light, watching storm clouds roll in. I wiped the rain off my screen and kept pushing. Turning a corner, I hit a puddle, soaking my leg in cold water. It woke me right up. Last order dropped at 10 p.m. A walk up, 6th floor. No elevator. My legs were shaking by the 4th. A young couple answered, holding a crying baby. The husband said, "Thanks for the hustle," and turned back to the kid. That thanks sounded more sincere than my old manager's "stay safe." Walking down, my phone rang. Unknown number. "Hello, this is HR. We reviewed your resume. Can you come in for an interview tomorrow?" The rain was loud. I pressed the phone in my ear. "What time?" 10 a.m. "I'll be there." I hung up. Rainwater slid down the screen. The first good news that wasn't about a tip. On the ride back, the rain poured. The bike chain squeaked. I got to the apartment, soaked to the knees. Under the yellow porch light, Maya was standing with an umbrella. She moved it toward me. Why are you down here? Saw your GPS was close. She brushed rain off my shoulder. It's pouring. You couldn't find shelter? I smiled, scared if I stopped, I wouldn't start again. She looked at me, said nothing, and tilted the umbrella my way. Let's go up. Inside, I peeled off the vest, wringed it out. Water splashed the floor. Maya squatted with a towel. How many orders? 17. I recall. App said good start. She scoffed. The algorithm encourages you? She handed me hot water. Warm your hands. The steam fogged my glasses. I delivered to my old colleagues today. She froze. Which company? I told her. Her lip curled. That's brutal. It was okay. I shrugged. They didn't kick me out. Someone told me to stay safe. That counts as a blessing now. He used to tell me, why is this report late? She sat me on the sofa and opened the app. Total earnings? Calculates tomorrow. Maybe just over 100. Expenses? She logged helmet, water. Why so detailed? You said we need to survive this, she wrote. So we need to know where every dollar comes from. She looked up. Interview tomorrow morning. Don't ride too much in the afternoon. Save your legs. Yeah. One more thing. She hesitated. Your mom sent a voice note. She's asking why you're not posting on social media. She thinks you're stressed. My chest tightened. What did she say? She asked if you're okay. I told her you're busy. Thanks. Don't thank me. She rolled her eyes. You can't drag this out. You don't want her showing up here to inspect. The image of mom in this tiny apartment, judging, terrified me. If this interview goes well, I'll tell her. Okay, have a plan. She grabbed a notebook. Step 1, survive. Step 2, secure a job that isn't scam. Step 3. She paused. Step 3, we figure out together. The messy handwriting looked professional to me. Caleb, Maya leaned back. Just remember one thing. What? You are unemployed. You're not broken. She closed her eyes. Worst case, you still have legs. Pedal hard. I looked at my sore legs and laughed. Okay, I'll pedal. The rain kept falling, but the tiny apartment didn't feel like a crime scene anymore. It felt like a shelter. The next day, I decided not to make excuses for my poverty. I woke up before the alarm, my body aching like a reassembled machine. Gray light leaked through the curtains. The rain had stopped. I stared at the ceiling, 3 words floating in my mind. Interview. 10 a.m. My heart sank. Kitchen noises, pot lid clinking, oatmeal bubbling. Caleb up, Maya called, voice sleepy. Don't be late. I groaned, sat up and my calf seized. I limped to the bathroom. Dark circles, stubble. I picked up the razor. Maya poked her head in. Don't shave it clean. She critiqued. Leave a little. Look mature. Mature like I haven't slept. Just don't bleed on the interviewer. I laughed. Breakfast was ready. She was ironing my only white shirt. It was yellowing, but she pressed it crisp. Running orders today? She asked casually. Not before the interview. Don't want to show up sweaty. Good. She put something in my pocket. A coffee candy. Crinkle. For nerves. Don't pass out from low blood sugar. Headline. Coder faints during interview. Catchy headline. More honest than your resume. She stopped smiling. By the way, her eyes got serious. If they ask what you've been doing, what's the story? I tapped the table. I'd spun this answer in my head all night. Taking a break? Recharging. It sounded weak. Maya stared. You think you're recharging? You're biking and dumpster diving. Your recharge is exhausting. I stayed silent. I get not putting delivery driver on LinkedIn. She softened. But don't box yourself into I did nothing. Delivering is embarrassing, I whispered. Mooching off your girlfriend is embarrassing. She shot back. You're earning your keep. She looked at me. You said include me in us. Include the delivery work in you. Her words poked deep. I'll try. Trying isn't enough. Tell the truth or don't go. I exhaled. Okay. Truth. She nodded, satisfied. I put on the shirt and the jacket. In the mirror, I looked halfway decent, except for the calluses on my hands. Maya tied my tie. Her fingers brushed my Adam's apple. Tight. It's fine. Tell the truth today. It's not an execution. I nodded. As I left, the candy tapped against my leg. On the way, the delivery app flashed. Peak pay active. Go online. My thumb hovered. Then I remember Maya's note. Step 1. Survive. I swiped the app closed. Inactive status affects account health. The app scolded me. I laughed. It's fine. I'm living for myself today. The company was in a worn-down building. The lobby was dim. Receptionist on her phone. Caleb Stone? Wait in the conference room. 2 other guys were there. One in a gray suit, one in glasses. Where were you before? Big tech. Why the small place? Better work-life balance, I heard. They chatted about housing prices and bad bosses. I listened, eyeing the grease stain on my pants. HR came in. Caleb. I followed her to a smaller room. Tech lead, middle-aged watch. Sit. HR flipped my resume. You left your last job a while ago. Personal reasons. Can you elaborate? I swallowed. Layoffs. My whole team was restructured. Oh. The tech lead looked at me. So, what have you been doing these months? The question. I rubbed my rough thumb. Delivering food. Silence. HR's pen stopped. Delivering food. And applying. And interviewing. The tech lead looked at my hands. Why isn't it on the resume? Scared you'd think I lost my edge. I said honestly, I'm riding a bike, but my brain isn't on vacation. HR smiled slightly. Lots of people take 6 months off. The lead said, why didn't you? Can't afford it. Didn't want my girlfriend to carry me. The lead smirked. Direct. No point dancing around it. Delivery teaches you punctuality. Late is a fine. HR chimed in, like our deadlines. The lead laughed. Okay, let's talk code. For 30 minutes, we did technical questions. I stumbled on one, but the rest flowed. The rust fell off. Not bad. The lead said, room for optimization, but solid. I relaxed. We have 2 more candidates, HR said. We'll discuss this afternoon. Answer soon. Interesting background, the lead nodded. Even if not here, keep practicing. I thanked them. Passing the break room, I saw a coffee machine and a sign. Clean your own mess. Reminded me of the old job. Only difference, humility. In the elevator, I looked at my reflection. Crooked tie, sweat stain. Neither a coder nor a courier. Something in between. Phone buzzed. High value order nearby. I stared at it. Click go online. First order right next door. I laughed. All right, I'm warmed up. I ran orders until my battery hit 20%. I popped the coffee candy into my mouth. Bitter sweet. Like the interview. Home. Door unlocked. Smelled like dinner. Maya was cooking. Prisoner returns. Barely alive. I put the helmet in the corner. They asked about the gap. I told them. And I said I deliver food. She smiled. Did you mention the 5-star service? No. Maya set the table. We wait. If not, we keep applying. Worst case, we have a side hustle. She handed me soup, tomato, and egg. Drink. For life. I tasted the pepper. Eyes watered. I didn't feel so ashamed today. You never had anything to be ashamed of. She sat down. When you land a job, I'll show you the ledger. You'll see how valuable you were. Days passed. Phone was a ticking bomb. Just spam or app notifications. The call didn't come. I rode the city. Red lights. 1 foot down, 1 dangling. Like my hope. Late night at the hub. Guys smoking. New guy. An older uncle waved. How many drops? 20. Legs gone. Yeah. He laughed, yellow teeth showing. Company assets, those legs. I used a code. I said, now I'm here. I was a foreman. He puffed. My son doesn't tell me he's struggling. I say, I'm not blind. I froze. He crushed the cigarette. Face doesn't fill a stomach. Don't lock the truth outside. Family needs to know. The word stuck. I went home. Maya was rubbing her shoulder. Hey. Phone buzzed. Mom. Panic. Answer it, Maya said. I picked up. Hello. What are you doing? TV noise in the background. Just got home. Dinner. Late dinner. Busy work. That word busy. Project load is heavy. I started the script. Then I saw the muddy delivery box by the door. Throat block. Mom. Yeah. I need to tell you something. You getting married? No. I'm not doing computers right now. Silence. What? Laid off last month. I'm looking. Why didn't you say so? Voice rose. Scared you'd worry. I worry anyway. You think I'm dumb? I rubbed my forehead. I'm telling you now. So what are you doing? Resting. I stared at the peeling paint. Delivering food. Silence. Volume dropped. Say again. I'm a delivery driver. By day. Interview by night. 4 years of college to deliver lunch. My ears burned. Maya brought a bowl out, quiet as a mouse. I laughed. Not forever, Mom. Just to survive. Is it that bad there? It's okay. I can pay rent. If your dad knew. Don't bring him into it. She sighed. Do you have warm clothes? My heart ached. Yeah. Company jacket. If you can't make it, come home. Not yet. I had an interview. Waiting on news. Will they take you? Don't know. Stubborn, she said. I'm coming to visit. What? I bought a ticket. This weekend. I'm busy delivering. Make time. She hung up. I exhaled, surfacing from deep water. Maya pushed the soup to me. She's coming. I heard. Congratulations, level up. You're calm. I want to see her face when she sees the helmet. You're enjoying this. I'm enjoying you not lying. She pulled out a notebook. Meeting time. Mom, visit protocol. She drew a smiley face. We plan. Food. Sleeping arrangements. Schedule. Like a work project. Your life is a failing project in need of a turnaround. Who's the investor? Your mom and me. I laughed. I told her the truth, and my heart was racing. And now, empty, but lighter. Good. She closed the book. If she asks if this is your future, say, I'm figuring out how to be an adult who can survive anything. Night fell. Streetlight hit the floor. I looked at the plan. I was moving forward. Slowly, but forward. Weekend. I woke before the alarm. Maya was a burrito in the blankets. What time's the train? She mumbled. 10. Union Station. Hour to look human. We cleaned. Trash out. Clothes folded. Where does the helmet go? I held the yellow bucket. Shoe rack, Maya said. Right there? You stopped acting, remember? I nodded. At the station, crowds poured out. Dragging luggage, dragging lives. I saw Mom. Old coat, heavy tote bag. Mom. She spotted me. Eyes lit up, then scanned me down. Too skinny. She pinched my arm. Wait till you see me in the wind. Smart mouth. I took the bag. Heavy. Homemade sausages, pickles. Heavy, she challenged. Delivery boy can't lift it. No malice, just testing. Driving back, she critiqued the city. Rent must be high. Yeah. At the apartment. Elevator works? Mostly. Inside. Warm light. Maya, in an apron. Hi, Mrs. Stone. Maya, you're thinner than on FaceTime. Camera adds 10 pounds. Mom smirked. Then she saw the helmet. Touched the reflective strip like it was hot. Heavy. Used to it. Lunch was pot roast. Mom eyed the meat. Pricey. Special occasion, Maya said. Mom ate fast. Then she stopped. How many miles a day? 20, 30. Money. Depends on the hustle. Better than entry-level coding. College wasted? No. College taught me how to learn. How to pivot. Maya kicked me under the table. I still want to code. Just no desk right now. Maya handed Mom soup. Drink up. Mom's eyes were wet. Your dad would scream at your boss. She looked at me. You can do this for now, but promise me one thing. What? Don't let this be the end. You have a brain. Keep a road open. I know. I'm learning. What? New frameworks. And humility. She laughed. Mouth is still the same. Phone buzzed. Peak pay. High demand. Go online. I screened it. Maya coughed. Mom, he's off today. Take it, Mom said. What? You eat off this, right? Don't fake a holiday for me. Mom. If you work. Hiding it implies shame. I hate shame. Maya winked at me. She went off script. Okay. I tapped online. Ping. Order at the noodle shop downstairs. Going 2 blocks. I'll be 20 minutes. Mom stood up. I'm coming. What? Charging admission? No, but let's go. I put on the yellow jacket. Mom watched. Zip it up. Cold. I put on the helmet. Click. My pride settled. Downstairs, wind blew. Other drivers waited. I checked the timer. Mom stood outside the shop, hands in pockets, watching me like she used to watch me at the playground. I grabbed the food. Mom, wait here. I'm not glass. I'm walking with you. We walked. New condo building. Elevator smell of fresh paint. Customer was a guy in glasses. Thanks for the hustle. Enjoy. Door shut. Mom stood at the end of the hall. You do this all day? Pretty much. She patted the box. Heavy. Nah. When you were little, your backpack was heavier. I carried it once in the rain. You cried. Said you'd buy me a car one day, so I wouldn't walk. I remember. Now you ride a bike and let others eat. She smiled, corners of her mouth turning down. Halfway there. I'm not making you walk in rain. Smart ass. Downstairs, she tugged my sleeve. Keep this jacket when you quit. Why? Hang it up. Remind you how you got there. I swallowed, a lump in my throat. Walking back, phone rang. Unknown. Area code match. Hello, Caleb? It's HR. I froze. Wind blew into the phone. Hi. We made a decision. I leaned against the damp wall. Okay. We want to bring you on. Probationary period. My heart stopped, then restarted. Probation. 3 months. Salary, slightly lower than your ask. Review after. I can do that. Come in tomorrow to sign. Okay. I hung up. Mom was watching. Well. Probation. 3 months. Pay. I told her. Enough for rent. Better than the app. Good. She smiled. Land on your feet. You weren't scared I'd deliver forever. I dared you to try. She laughed. We went up. Maya looked up from the kitchen. Verdict. Probation. Halfway back to the desk. Yeah. She didn't cheer. Just drank water. Decision. I sign tomorrow. Good. We aren't just legs anymore. Mom, what legs? We have a brain again. We laughed. Dinner was loud. Mom, don't forget the hustle. If you get lazy, go ride a shift. Maya, I'll keep the account active. Backup plan. That night, I dreamed of code turning into trash. Woke up sweating. but the helmet was in the corner, quiet. I wasn't scared anymore. Morning. Sun wasn't up. I slipped out. Not to deliver. To walk. I circled the block to the alley. The dumpsters were there. Another guy was there. Older, pliers in hand, pulling tabs. He looked at me with that don't recognize me look. I stopped, hands holding a warm soy milk. I walked over and handed him the empty cup. Little left. Cup's dry, easier to sell. Thanks. Voice raspy. My heart didn't sink. The shame was gone. Phone buzzed. HR. Confirming 10 a.m. Confirmed. Thank you for the opportunity. Cheesy, but I meant it. I walked the long way home, avoiding the dumpsters. I knew they were there. I didn't need to prove anything to them. Back home, shirt ironed. Mom stopped me, handed me a plastic baggie of cash. Road money. Mom, I have money. Take it. Don't make me feel like you're broke. I took it. She fixed my tie. This isn't starting over, she said. It's next step. Maya leaned on the doorframe with coffee. Tell the truth. Remember, I'm not waiting for food to fall from the sky. I nodded. Leaving, I looked back. Tiny room. 2 women. One sitting, one standing. Ledger on the table. Yellow helmet in the corner. I realized the scariest thing wasn't poverty. It was people leaving when you fall. They stayed. I walked out the door. That evening, after signing the contract, I turned on the delivery app. Just for 2 orders. Not for the money. To tell myself, no matter how fancy the office gets, I remember being the guy on the bike with my mom and girl watching from the window. It was embarrassing, and it saved my life. Story complete.